Hey everybody, welcome to a new episode of Loomer Unleashed. On today's episode of Loomer Unleashed, we're going to talk about a deceptive secret election conference that literally took place in our nation's capital. Adding more controversy to this summit is the fact that its founder and organizer and the founder of this group, CEIR, is also the founder of ERIC. I'm talking about David Becker, of course. And ERIC, for those of you who don't know what it is, stands for the Electronic Registration Information Center. Essentially what ERIC is a multi-state partnership that claims to allow states to share voter registration data with each other. It's currently used by over 30 states across the country, but its opponents argue that it actually enables voter fraud and it's a violation of voters' data privacy. Now, if Becker truly was nonpartisan as he claims, he would have taken personal responsibility for his decision to resign from ERIC. However, in his recent statement following his resignation, Becker chose to attack election integrity activists and accuse them of making unfounded conspiracies about the election. I wouldn't call this an election summit to save democracy. I'd call it an election summit to destroy democracy, because it's pretty clear that the individuals who are attending this summit have a vested interest in stealing our elections and making selections instead of allowing the American people to have elections. And if you've been following my reports and watching my investigative video exposés, you saw firsthand that I traveled to Washington, D.C., where I confronted and exposed many of the attendees of the secret Zuckerberg-funded, Soros-tied CEIR election summit. I even caught up with Mr. David Becker himself. Take a look. Hey, Mr. Becker. Laura Loomer here. Really am interested in how you're calling your conference at CEIR nonpartisan when, this is a copy of your book, you said Trump's importance lies in his capacity to do irreparable harm, his willingness to undermine or destroy faith and belief in elections. How is that nonpartisan?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for reading our book and buying copies of it. I can't appreciate it. I hope all of your viewers, please buy a copy of The Big Truth and read it. It'll really help you out. But we're very blessed with Republicans and Democrats, people who voted for Trump and didn't vote for Trump.
But the Republicans you have are people like Brad Raffensperger and people like Bill Gates, who are attacking people like Donald Trump and Carrie Lake and calling people who question the legitimacy of our elections conspiracy theorists. And so you also have people like Adrian Fontes, the Secretary of State of Arizona, who referred to Republicans as MAGA factions. Do you think that that's nonpartisan?
There are people from all across the country.
Don't touch me, sir.
We're thrilled to be thrilled to have them all here.
But that's not my question. How is that nonpartisan?
And look, I hope all of your
because
followers.
You received $69.5
please
million
watch
from
the
Mark
live
Zuckerberg.
stream of our event.
And
you can see everything that happened.
We want to talk about stolen elections, right? And I'm asking you. You want to talk about election integrity. Don't you think that it is a form of interference for Zuckerberg, who gave you $69.5 million? He admitted to having daily briefings with the FBI to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story. And so you're saying that you are a nonpartisan organization. You hosted Jamie Raskin today as your keynote speaker at lunch. He is the impeachment manager. He just called for Donald Trump to have charges of seditious conspiracy brought against him. So again, please answer the question.
I answered the question multiple times, and I really am so thrilled that you bought the book and read it. And I really hope all of your followers watch the live stream, which has been there.
And
it's been broadcast live on C-SPAN. And this has not been. This is an open event. Maybe people will learn about it.
Why did you resign from ERIC? Is it because of your ties to George Soros and Mark Zuckerberg?
I really appreciate that. Have a great night. Thanks.
No, I'm not done answering. I'm not done asking you questions. I'm going to be here all night. So I would like to know, if you're really above board like you say you are, why is it that you resigned from ERIC? I understand that you're the founder of ERIC, but after pressure from GOP states that dropped ERIC because it's not a proper system, as you claim, you resigned. And it's also my understanding that when you were working as an attorney for the DOJ, your superior said that you should be disbarred for unethical behavior. What makes you think that you should be interfering in our elections? What makes you think that the American people are going to believe you and take your word when you said that your event is nonpartisan?
Like you did.
I read the book.
By the way, I'm incredibly.
Look at all these
love
notes.
selling books.
Look at all these notes.
So I think that's
do not
fantastic.
tell me that this is a nonpartisan event.
Read The Big Truth by
when he
Major
said
Garrett
Trump's
and David
importance
Becker.
lies in his capacity
And please
to
watch
do
the live
irreparable
stream.
harm, his willingness to undermine or destroy faith and belief in our elections. That sounds like a really partisan statement.
By the way, there's been no better advertisement for our book than this.
Here's
right
another
now.
one.
Please continue.
In late August 2020, David Becker, that's you, was contacted by a representative of Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan. They asked what was needed to ensure a safe election, and specifically what election officials needed that they didn't have. Becker, that's you of course, told them that the election officials needed help educating the unprecedented numbers of voters expected to participate in November about how to navigate the voting process. How would you know if there was going to be an unprecedented amount of voters? How would you know? How do you know who's going to show up to vote and who isn't?
I mean, it looked like there was certainly an unprecedented amount of voters. And again, I cannot thank you enough. I am so grateful for you buying the book and reading it and advertising it to your followers.
I wrote a book too.
I
wrote a book as well.
I mean, I haven't read it. Maybe I should.
My book is about censorship
I really
and being
hope
silenced by people like Mark Zuckerberg who interfered in my election. I was a candidate and denied the ability to even have access.
I hope all of your followers read more about this book.
You want to talk about election interference, and you don't want to answer questions. You want to turn this into a conversation about book sales. But I want to ask you how you can actually say that this is a nonpartisan conference when you just had Amy Raskin, who was on MSNBC with Jen Psaki this week, calling for charges of seditious conspiracy against President Donald Trump. You are a leftist hack, David.
Thank you for recognizing all of the Republicans and Democrats who've been here. And again, I am so grateful you brought attention to this conference.
Carrie Lake is in the middle of contesting her election, and you have corrupt elections officials in Arizona
and please watch
who are
C-SPAN and
mentioned
the
in
live
this
stream
litigation.
tomorrow. It's on the CEIR YouTube channel. And you can see everything that happens inside this conference as experts from across the political spectrum answer questions, talk about best election practices, talk about election integrity. We hope you'll join us.
A 2022
and the full
poll
conference will be on the YouTube channel for you to watch later.
David, listen, a 2022 poll that was done by the Trafalgar Group showed that 56.8% of Americans don't trust elections. Are we all conspiracy theorists? Are majority of the American people conspiracy theorists because they don't want to buy your bullshit lie that this was a fair election? Are we conspiracy theorists? Are we all seditious conspiracy theorists?
Of course not. And in fact, all of the many people, and we say this in the book, tens of millions of Americans voted for Donald Trump in 2020, and they are not all conspiracy theorists. They're good Americans who preferred the losing presidential candidate.
So why do you have Adrian Fontes here, who called them MAGA fascists?
Please read The Big Truth by Major Garrett and David Becker, and
watch
watch the live stream. And watch the live stream. It'll be on.
Don't touch us that. He only put the live stream up after we exposed him because it wasn't on the website before, but the travel and lodging was.
We broke the story about your summit, and then you put a live stream on after I exposed your summit, and then people contacted these supervisors who are here today. It's really not exactly, nonpartisan, David, when you have people like Adrian Fontes, the Secretary of State of Arizona, and people like Bill Gates, who is one of the supervisors in Maricopa County, when Carrie Lake, for example, is in the middle of ongoing litigation. Do you think that that's appropriate? Because I would call that election interference. You're a leftist hack, David.
You worked for honestly, I thank you so much for bringing attention to our conference, and I hope everyone watches it.
Operated and founded by
thank
George
you so
Soros,
much for bringing attention to the conference.
Now you are trying to illegally interfere in the
Center for Election
2024
Innovation
election.
and Research's YouTube
You are
channel
trying to illegally interfere in the 2024 election.
And I hope everyone gets a chance to watch it and decide for
by
themselves.
bringing conspirators and people who hate President Trump together with your big tech sponsors and funders, and we're exposing it, David.
I just want to know, as a Jewish woman, why you thought that bringing up Soros and Mark Zuckerberg is anti-Semitic, because you know they're funding it. And I'm Jewish, and I'm saying this, but you're using anti-Semitism as a guise in order to cover their involvement in the election.
That's right.
Can you answer that?
I hope everyone watches the YouTube channel and gets to watch it, for everyone to see exactly what happens at the conference. And again, I can't thank you all enough for bringing it to everyone's attention, so that hopefully all your followers get a chance to watch it. Thank you.
In your book, you did say that. You said that it's an anti-Semitic trope to say that people like George Soros and Mark Zuckerberg are behind the stolen election. But I'm Jewish myself, and I'm saying that. So am I a Jewish Nazi because I'm saying that George Soros and Mark Zuckerberg interfered, David? You see, your points don't make sense.
No,
honestly,
I'm just incredibly grateful for all of the attention you brought to this conference. It's very important, and I hope all of your followers watch it. Thank you. The Big Truth by Major Garrett and David Becker.
Jews who question Soros and Zuckerberg are anti-Semitic, so clearly I hate my own people.
You said we must stop stomping on the 2020 election and start elevating it to a place of prominence and maybe reverence. So you think that we should revere Joe Biden? You think that we should revere the fact that over 50%, nearly 60% of Americans think that their vote is undermined in the election? There's a reason why you were recommended to be fired when you worked at the DOJ under the Civil Rights Department, okay? Because even your own bosses realize how you abuse your power to influence our elections and carry out fraud. Okay? And I hope you're enjoying this, David, because everywhere you go, everyone's going to recognize your face, and they're going to know that you're the guy that accepted $69.5 million from last week.
I hope everyone will start March 2021 report. We'll talk about that very openly.
This is not a non-partisan website, okay?
Thank you.
Trump won, the election was stolen, and you're
A part of
the steal, okay? Trump won. If you enjoyed this report or you want to learn more about the summit, please be sure you subscribe to my Substack today. You can subscribe at lauraloomer.substack.com. It's free to subscribe, but if you want to support my independent journalism, you can always upgrade your subscription to $7 a month or $70 per year. Also, please be sure that you're following me on Twitter, Facebook, Gab, and Getter at Laura Loomer so that you never miss any of my updates or reports. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this episode of Loomer Unleashed, Goldco. Banks are getting bailed out, and who's going to pay for it? You are. They say that taxpayers won't pay, and they say that other banks will pay. But how are those banks going to get the money? They'll probably raise your bank fees like they always do. And if the Fed step in, you'll likely also be paying an inflation tax. In times like this, storing all your money in a bank may be very risky, as we have seen. So what can two average Joes like you and I even do about it? You can protect your wealth with gold and silver, just like so many other Americans and even banks are doing right now. Call 855-317-5157 or visit goldco.com/Laura Loomer to learn how to protect your savings with gold and silver. Take action today to protect yourself and your family from financial collapse. Again, call 855-317-5157 or visit goldco.com/Laura Loomer and learn how you could get up to $10,000 in bonus silver while supplies last. That's 855-317-5157 or goldco.com/Laura Loomer. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Loomer Unleashed.